All right, Squid Boys. Let's see. We have a new fight coming up. I'm playing as Turkey. I have an ally this time in a coalition, South Arabia. I'm finishing up this player. Thinking at most to take a day. 2 days. Probably take 2 days. Then I'll take another day to come up back up here. Because I'm starting this video because these three guys, Turkestan, East Persia, and British India, are in a coalition together, and they ran out of enemies or places to conquer. So they have to go through us. Maybe they'll go through Oman. You can see here, Turkestan put a big army right here. He doesn't understand how morale works because his units are going to go down to 50% over time if he just sits there. But that is what it is. I have my border getting forts. Slowly sending in men along the border to fortify it. And what else? Nubia. Nubia is in a coalition. They're actually number one. The Central African Alliance. It's Nubia, FEA. I'm not going to pronounce that. Who's the other guy? Yeah, it's Sudan. All right. So Persia has attacked me. He attacked this province right here. Tiflis. I haven't lost any men. I don't know why he did that. Kind of ruined the surprise, even though we all knew who was coming. So I had this army, which you didn't see, took his province here, the double resource province. And they're going to circle back around here. I think by tomorrow morning, I'll do a little loop. I'm debating either just to attack Persia, attack his ally Turkestan too, and just kind of circle all through here. And my goal is to get the beehive rattled. So they'll do something dumb and attack me where all my forts are. Finish up this AI and we're coming home. In a day, this army will reach the border, the Eastern Front. West Egypt, the line of Judah, USA, is just bringing troops all along the Nile. Well, past the Nile at this point, but so I don't know what that's about. So I'm leaving 10 guys. I'll leave them here. I'm setting up balloons to see if the number one. Well, I guess we're number one now. Oh yeah. Well, Oman decided to come back in the game, and my coalition leader said he can join. So we're not number two anymore. We're number one. But the real number one was this African coalition over here in the south. And I have to be worried of them invading while I'm dealing with these guys. But I feel really confident about this one. Shouldn't be a tough thing. I'm worried about my allies, where you can see here, you have Turkestan's army massing up. Persia was massing up right here. And then their ally, East India, British India, not East India, is massed up right here. And my allies are, formed up to try to stop them. So we got that too. But yeah, I really want to get the beehive's nest going. I want them to feel like they're not doing anything, so they need to do something. And in World War I, that was such a huge thing. It was rattle, like the generals and the new generals that would replace them would need to do something because nothing was happening. There's just trenches everywhere. And I'm trying to get that kind of reaction because who wants to sit around for days just getting beat up? because that's my goal. I'm going to just circle around, beat them up. I may attack Turkestan, but you know, I'm trying to induce them to lob all their soldiers, lob their army against my forts. But we'll see. A couple days have passed. I am doing border skirmishes against Persia. So far, only he and I are at war with each other. The rest of the coalitions are still building up on the sea, building up between Abadan and Basra. And here, I'm just going back and forth. I have forts, level 3 forts. I built up to level 3 because I thought if they all team up on me, I can easily stop them in the early game with that level. And I'm producing a lot of resources right now. But I have forts, I have high morale, and he doesn't. You can see the morale down here. It's quite low. And so I'm going back and forth. This big army here, he's moving right up to their fort. I made their army move from the north up to support, and he thinks he's going to get there in time, which he would. And we get into a conflict. But I'm going to stop right here. And I've already told him to head back down and then meet up with this army. He diverted one armored car to assist this army here. But by force marching one unit, I'll be there in 46 minutes. He'll be there in an hour and 3 minutes. And armored cars are awful at offense. I'll just kill that car. If he comes back down, I'll leave. If he comes back down, but I think I can make it in time, then I won't. I won't leave, and I'll have the defensive advantage. At day change, these guys are delayed to start marching and attack here and then come back home into the garrisons. So the goal is to keep them distracted, lower morale will make them have less resources. Lower morale will turn this 52 unit infantry slowly towards the morale of that province. So if they just sat here and this province never gained any more morale, it'd be stuck at 57%. Their army would be at 57% strength. Just the infantry and cavalry. Yeah, and then okay, so I'm doing this. Why? You're not winning, right? I'm not going for the capital. What are you doing? You're wasting your time. Since I'm industrializing and he's not, I've built my first factory and have my first artillery going. But I'm industrializing really well. I'm number one. Someone just beat me. Just Mali over here, West Mali, just got ahead of me. It's probably because I've just been sitting around messing with Persia. But once I have an artillery piece, then I'm going to move in. And my ally, Arabia, also has that same thought. Where is his artillery? His artillery is right here. So in 3 days, it'll actually be shorter. Will be shorter for me when I could start building my second factory. I think with the second factory, it finishes and you save like a day. You can get the first artillery out a day early. But I can't build it until the next day. Or day 10. But yeah, I think things are going to plan. I really need to make sure. If he forced marched with this armored car, he would arrive before me. But we'll find out if he realizes that. I got attacked. Trying to attack this area. I lost 31 men. And my opponent lost 58 men. So I think that was a great fight. I'm moving in to take this province. These guys are moving in to take these provinces. They're running back. Persia's army is kind of dead. I know they're kind of massing right here, so I think they have something secret. something big there. Um, but this is really good. I'm going to go back here, back to Mosul. By tomorrow morning, I'll have another army to go out and just beat up this group. My artillery's moving along. I still have 3 days. I'll probably be a little bit sooner than that. But yeah, I was really surprised that he ran. I was running back this way. He ran over and attacked me. He was trying to catch me up when I was really just trying to feint him and pretend to attack this area. But I think it's great that he attacked me. But besides that, I'm pretty happy with how things are going. It's not like a 3-to-1 kill ratio, that fight, but it was almost 2-to-1. He's the strongest of the three players, and now he lost probably half his army. But yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow morning or next day change, I go out and maybe I hit his capital. I might have to just break through Turkestan too. I don't know if I should just attack here and then go up the coast. If I go up the coast, I hit that double resource province too. I might just do that. Hit their capital, hit his capital, come back home. I like that plan. I'm sticking to that plan. I'm advancing, destroyed the northern army up here, moving everyone up here towards the south, regrouping at Babol. The main army is going for their capitals. I'm moving my southern army down to Tehran. And my ally is just finishing off Turkestan. When my allies started to bombard them with artillery, well, they already have 3 artillery pieces, they attacked. I don't blame them. They weren't going to win, so this is just kind of last-ditch effort. Persia, though, has been regrouping here at Yeeds. And I'm worried they'll have a really big army that will come in and attack me. But I'm also a very paranoid person. So I'm keeping that in mind. That's why I'm having a lot of men here, a lot of men here. Maintaining the front, maintaining a garrison in the territories I take. And I think it's going well. I need to hurry this up because I have other fish to fry. In West Algeria, they have the African Order, which Mali's with them. But I'm convinced Nubia left his coalition, the Central African Alliance. And in 3 days, they can go and join West Algeria and Mali. And that would be bad because those 3 are pretty strong. So we just need to finish these guys off so we can deal with them. I need to get a good foothold into Africa, but that's for a later day. Now I need to just start pushing, and I need to be aware of any surprises that are coming. Making progress. You can see here I've taken Babel. This is my new reinforcement point, so all new troops will reposition to Babel. Besides the initial rush of the enemy towards us, they haven't done much else. My ally, Arabia, is making gains. I'm making gains. I'm getting very close to the capital. And Oman, who got his own capital sacked, Muscat, is now sacking the opponent who sacked his capital. So there's some good karma going on there. But yeah, I hope there's no surprises. I think this army here, the 6th Army, is a lot stronger and a lot bigger than I suspect. I think that's where their main force is, but Arabia is going to find out before me. We outnumber them this time. If we look at the newspaper, so I'm the Ottoman Empire. So Turkestan, the country north of their coalition, took 36,000 kills. I only took 3,000. What else? So East Persia, for the whole entire war, I lost 34. They lost 84. It's a respectable number. It could be a lot smaller for me, but I can't complain at this. I am nowhere on the mightiest army list or most popular, but that's concerning. I do make the most resources though, so I'm hoping I'll just be really good in the late game. But yeah, gonna just push through, and if there's no resistance, I'll just take the northern part. I'll let Arabia and Oman split up the rest between themselves. And then I'm going to Egypt, East Egypt. I'm going to invade, and during that invasion, fortify the southern part, because the ocean devil Nubia is right there. Once these forts are going, I'll start taking out these islands. I'll take Greece. I'll take Serbia. And then I'll try to push into Nubia, and I'll try and convince my ally Arabia to invade Somalia down here. So then we could crush them together and surround them. I don't know what this guy's doing. And then the biggest threat, West Algeria and West Mali, but I'll talk about them again later. So after days of skirmishes, days of back and forth, moving between provinces, attacking, going back into the forts. Honestly, my level 3 forts were probably overkill. I won. They're gone. I beat them. My allies beat them. We beat them. This was a team effort. Oman told me he's a new player. Let me see if I could show you that. Do you have resources? I have oil. Capitals will be sacked. This capital did get sacked. Tell me what to do. I'm new. Am new. Movement to your capital. He didn't do that in time. Muscat's his capital province. But now I'm teaching him how to play the game. And you can pause it. I'm not going to show you this. This is not about how to play this game. It's a beautiful game. It's a game of intrigue and diplomacy and blood and soil. But you can figure that out on your own. I will make intro videos in the future, but it's not this video. And it's not any of these campaign videos. So we divvied it up. I tried to take the northern part. South Arabia tried to take the middle part. And Oman, for a new player, he did a very good job of taking over British India. He sacked their capital. He got his revenge. You take that, I take you. He's building a new one here. It'll be done in 21 days. But I'm finishing up Turkestan. And they're done. They gave up. Once we attacked, once we had artillery, they knew they had to fight and win or die right there. And they lost. And now what's happening? There's two things that are happening. The first thing is what's going to happen in the future in a different video. I'm invading East Egypt. Artillery are going to start firing on them in about 2 hours. I'll have my army blocking anything that this robot gives against me. And then I'm going to have to deal with Nubia, the ocean devil, right here. And Nubia I'm really convinced is joining the coalition, the African Order in West Mali and West Algeria, because they were in a coalition and then they removed themselves from said coalition. And I really think West Algeria and West Mali wants Nubia involved in their thing. So I need to take West Egypt. I need to take this robot country. I need to secure Abu Sibyl and Aswan with forts to plan my invasion. I've already been pestering my allies to start the invasion into Somalia, and then we'll crush Nubia together, and it'll be beautiful. But West Algeria has a transport ship. He's just scouting around. He's being rude. I've been talking to him. He's like, friends. This was days ago. This was probably a week ago. And then I was like, today, I was like, starting a war so soon, Algeria? I see you sneaking, because he's sneaking around. He's like exploring my thing. He's just exploring, bro, is what he tells me. And I don't want to be friends because I don't like to be friends with stalkers, because you're stalking me, for one. And he denies it. Yet he still moves there. This transport ship was right here. Way too close to my capital. I'm so stingy with resources that I don't want to move my capital away from the coast yet. Ideally, I would move it into East Egypt. I'd probably move it right here. But that's going to be a later video, because if this ends up being great, because we're not number one anymore. We're number two. You can see here. Victory progress, number two. Number one, the Middle East uprising. Sorry, that's us. Number one is the African Order. They're beating us. And they're beating me in points too, which that upsets me. Oman is just suffering. I'm teaching him things, though. He's going to be better than 95% of the players in this game if he just listens to my advice. But he's learning well, and he took over well too. But this goes to part two. So part one was what's going to happen in the future. Part two is Squid University. So now we're at Squid U. And at Squid U, we talk about how to be better at this game, because this game is free to play. Anyone could play it. I do not spend money, and I'm like number one most of the time. I do fail, and I will record those failures, but not this time. This time I've won. This time I won with my allies. I don't even know these people, but we've done it. And how did I personally win this fight? I won not just because of defenses, but also because of resources. And the resources, by investing in my economy, building railroads, which give 33% to a province, building harbors, which give 25% to a province, and turtling for a bit, staying stationary, doing little skirmishes to mess up his border, gave me the confidence that I will still be winning in the long game, even if I'm fighting someone and I'm not taking territory. And that turtling and all those resources, I was able to industrialize my new provinces. I have a harbor here. I have a harbor here. I have a harbor here. I have a railroad here. I have a railroad here, etc. And by building up your economy in this game, compared to Call of War, World War II game, the same company, I know I can expand further outward and capitalize and put investments in my new territories by investing in my current territories. Even though I didn't have a great army, I didn't have all the fancy stuff, I didn't buy the tanks and blah, blah, blah. And that is my kind of donation to you all on this video. That is my Squid University lesson. Professor Squid is out. Professor Squid is done. Professor Squid is working on the next adventure. Have a great day.
Squid